talk to most of the coaches, and they're kind of anxious to see their guys. I know you probably have the same feeling, just kind of see what it's like when they get in the game.
Definitely. It's so much fun to finally be in game week. You go for so long in camp, the first couple of weeks, it's fun and exciting, and then you kind of start getting tired of hitting the same bunch every day, and so you're excited to get ready and get in the normal ebb and flow of the season, and the weeks start to have a rhythm to them, and this time of the week we're getting awfully excited. And yeah, I'm anxious to see how this group's going to play, for sure.
AJ came in and talked to us yesterday, and he was pretty happy for Chad. Seemed genuinely happy that he's getting that chance, but has it been tough for you to kind of see AJ not be able to come quite back?
Well, as a coach, it's always difficult when you have to make decisions of one over another, and certainly you hate for the kids that don't earn a starting job, and you're just as excited for the ones that do. However, what I think you try to do is build something into that kid during that time. If a kid doesn't win a starting job, whether it's AJ or Blake Burgess or whoever it might be, you talk to them about how you can become a better man in going through this situation, and how are you going to handle it, and are you going to be ready when the team needs you. And one thing I can say about AJ is he's got a great attitude.
Kind of caught your eye last year and almost played some for you.
Yep. He was a guy.
How different is he now than he was even last fall?
Well, last fall, obviously, he showed us that he had the ability, and that's why we kept him up with us, kind of keeping him ready in case of emergency. But at the same time, when you can do that, you give a kid a chance to learn more. What he's really done this fall has been different than what he's done any time before, is just play with confidence, because I don't know that he has a lot more ability than he had then. I mean, he's a little stronger, and certainly losing weight this summer helped him. I mean, he was 330, 335 all of last year, and he's about 305, 307 right now, and so he's moving a lot better, but he's just playing with a lot more confidence, and he's toughened up a lot. He's gotten to the point where I can chew on him, and it doesn't seem to bother him like it used to. So really been pleased with him as a run blocker, especially. He's just such a big, powerful kid. He's got great hips. He's got a lot of fast twitch for a kid that big, and excited to see what he's going to do this Saturday.
In light of Reese's relative inexperience, are there things you can do to make things easier for him up there? I mean, maybe less calls or different diction or whatever?
Well, I'm going to give him just as much as he can handle, but in terms of the overall number of calls that we give, what I'm looking for this year is some of the other intelligence and experience within the group to help him out. Last year we relied on Ryan Pugh a lot to get things straight. I mean, he pretty much ran the show up there, and everybody did what he told them because they knew that he knew a lot more than any one of them did. Now, there were certainly times when somebody else might jump in when he needed a little bit of help, but he ran the show, clearly. And I always want my center to do that. But the nice thing for Reese is he's got two guys right next to him that are really smart, very conscientious, and even though they haven't started, they've played a lot of football, and this is their third year in this system. And those two guys, in Jared Cooper and John Sullivan, even though they haven't started for us, they've both played in a lot of really big games. I mean, both those kids have been involved in our punt team and our field goal and extra point team for the last couple of years. So they've played in big games, so I don't think the pressure or the anxiety is going to get to them. And they're both smart kids, and I think they'll be able to help him out in that regard.
Can they call it out?
They can, yeah. I want my center to do it, but there are times when center might need a little bit of help. And so there have certainly been times in practice, and I'm sure there will be on Saturday, where one of those guys will just recognize the front and the appropriate call before he does, or at times maybe even correct him. And that's okay, because it is a collective effort up there. And the bottom line is, before the ball snapped, that the five of us are all on the same page. And the tight ends and running backs, as they're involved in our run schemes and pass protection as well. And so, yes, there are times where they'll certainly be involved in making some calls too. And it's not just the center making all the calls, because typically the center might make one call for one side, and then you got to have the guard and tackle make another follow-up call on what they're doing with their side. So I think the overall intelligence level and reliability of this group is going to be good.